What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov video. Today I'm going to be doing a guide on how I personally farm the red keycard. Now I want to make this guide as fast and efficient as possible. I don't really want to make a video over 10 minutes really, because I don't want to waste your guys' time too much. So I'm going to be doing a full run through on an offline raid showing which rooms I loot and which keys I'll need. But briefly before we get into that, I will just tell you which keys you need to buy if you're looking for the red key card and which ones are optional if you just want to make some extra money. Now, to look for the red key card, there are 5 spawns. 2 of them are locked behind doors, and those 2 are 203 and 218 in the west wing. So you'll need both of those keys. I believe you can have key 203 or 205, so either one of those, and then 218, and all of the key card spawns are open to you. If all you're looking for is that, then great, you can move on. But if you want to make a ton of money while doing this, which to give you some example, I have been doing this for a few days now. I've probably put in about 20 hours of looking for the key card, and I've made over 30 mil doing it. So I'm averaging over a mil an hour, and that's not to say if you go do this for 1 hour, you'll make a mil, because you could die 10 times in a row and not get any loot. But the amount of lead X's I've found have made up for all of those hours. So I really recommend getting all of the keys you see here on the screen. And I'm sorry, the prices fluctuate so much. I don't know when people are going to watch this video. I bought this taped key a long time ago for 200K, and now it's 50K. So I'm not going to put prices up on the screen. You can just kind of look at it yourself and decide what you want. But I will tell you which keys are the most valuable, like which ones you're going to find the most money behind, which is going to be 222 in the east wing. You can have 222 or 226, and I'll explain what's behind all these doors in the run through. And then you can also find really good money behind 220, and then also 216. All the other ones are pretty much, you're just checking for lead X spawns. There's a couple little random loot spots behind those doors, but these are the most consistent for making money, like graphics cards and Tetris and lions and bitcoins. All of those rare items you're going to find pretty consistently behind those doors. So I'm going to throw all my keys in the bag and hop on an offline raid, and I will show you guys my run. All right, now this run that I'm going to show you is going to be from the west wing all the way through to the east wing. You're not always going to get the same spawns, and you have to learn how to run here the fastest and which rooms are worth going for depending on how late you get here. And all of those factors you're going to have to kind of figure out yourself. Because again, I don't want this video to be too long, and me telling you exactly what to do isn't really what I'm going for here. I'm just kind of showing you what I do, and then you can build your own strategy off of it. So coming in the west wing, jump over this fence here. I always check over here because there's some loot just like this, a power bank that's like 30K I think. So I always check these shelves, and then fuel can also spawn right there on the floor. And anything that I get, I immediately gamma. The whole point here is to make money while farming for the red key card. So if I picked up that power bank and then ran in the door and someone just shot me, then I would lose that. So that's why I try and gamma everything I can, and then you obviously replace it with better items later. So the first room we're going to loot is 104. There's a blue key card spawn and a lead X spawn. You can check for meds and stims on this shelf, blue key card on the desk, and then meds and stims along with the lead X can spawn back here. I don't think lead X's can spawn anywhere that meds can, but I do think that meds can spawn anywhere lead X's can. So if I say it's a lead X spawn, assume that you can also find stims and other things. So after that, run upstairs. And the first room I hit is 220. This is a money room. Immediately on the left, check for stims and Vaseline and golden stars up on this box. And then there's a rare item spawn back here where you can find pro kills, gold chains, bitcoins, things like that. All these boxes I don't loot. You can if you want, but I just find it a waste of time. So next room will be 218. This is for a red key card. If it's not on this blue barrel right here, just turn around and leave. Again, there's some little ammo in here. I'm not going to say this every time. This will be my last time. In every room, I'm going to tell you what I loot. There is more loot in the rooms, so this is not an in-depth loot guide of what you can find at Resort. It's just what I look for personally. So I walk in, check the barrel, leave. 219 is an optional key, but again, I recommend getting all the keys just because you can maximize your profit. So check on here for stims on all 3 of these boxes, and then loot 216. Right here on the left, you can get Tetris and graphics card spawns. You can get really good ammo spawns on this box right here. Whiskey and vodka can spawn up here, and then there's a LEDX spawn right here. After that, you're gonna jump over this and go upstairs to the 3rd floor. We're gonna go over and loot room 301. There's 3 potential LEDX spawns in here, which is why I always come here. So right when you walk in, there can be Scope right here. This is where a LEDX can spawn along with other meds. LEDX on the bed, and LEDX on the corners of the desks. I also check every single computer. I cannot tell you how many graphics cards I've found in computers. So it's worth your time, I think, honestly. It only takes a few seconds, and you can make 200K off of it. So run out, jump down this hole. We're gonna go downstairs to check a red keycard spawn. It'll be on the 3rd shelf in this locker. It's not there. Just turn around and leave. Go back up the stairs to the 2nd floor where you fell through that hole. And then take a left, and you'll need either key 205 or 203. I listed 203 because it's the one I have, but you can have either one. There's meds that can spawn on this table right here. Keycard spawn on the newspaper under the bed. And then I believe there's a LEDX spawn right here, and a LEDX spawn right here. After that, sprint across to the west wing, or excuse me, the east wing. Now, obviously, if you come from the east wing to the west wing, it can take you a while to get over here. So make sure that you haven't heard any shooting. If you've heard shooting and you know there's people here, I will go to the administration building first, which is the last step that I'll show you, and then I'll come over here and probably end up dying. But if you haven't heard any shooting, then what I recommend is running over the hole in the floor and checking if taped key has been opened. If it's open, you can assume that someone's here. If it's not open, then keep that in mind because you're going to loot it later. So run into 218. Check for the red keycard spawn on this desk. Then run out to room 222. Again, optional, you can have 222 or 226. You only need one of them. Graphics cards, Tetris, good items spawn on both these desks. You can find rare items in this cardboard box. Food, sugar, vodka, things like that on the desk and bed. And then this is actually where I've found the majority of my LEDXs, honestly, on these shelves right here. A bunch of med spawns. After that, run out and go into room 227. Check on top of the washer for a LEDX. Run upstairs, loot 328. You're looking for graphics cards or Tetris on this desk. Also, I think a LEDX can spawn right here by the mouse. And then again, check the computer. And if you're really looking for some loot, there is weapon spawns over here. Sometimes you can find night vision and really good scopes that sell for quite a bit. Run down to room 314. There is a LEDX spawn on these boxes right here. And we're going to run over to room 306. And I read on the wiki that there is a LEDX spawn, but I have not seen a video of it or a picture showing it, so I'm not sure where it is in this room. But all I know is that there is a rare item spawn in the desk there. And then if you jump over, there is food and meds can spawn on this desk, and meds can spawn like underneath this magazine. So I'm kind of assuming it's right here on this desk, but I think it's worth checking always. And then this is where I find the bulk of my graphics cards if I don't find them in the rare rooms, which is in computers. So again, just check all 4 of these computers every time you come in here. And so if you've done all of that and you still haven't really heard footsteps or people shooting, then I recommend going to the taped key room. This is where I've found the rest of my lead X's pretty much, in this room and that other room I said. You'll run in and check the bathroom floor immediately. Meds can spawn all the way over here on the right and left of the toilet, and then down here, and then also in the shower. And if you walk up, you might have a hard time. Oh, look, there's a lead X there. You might have a hard time, you know, getting the items to pop up. You'll just see white dots. So come stand next to the toilet and then push yourself up against the shower, and you can pick everything up from here. Then you can come out and check the floor for some meds, rare items on that box, rare items over here, and some meds on this shelf. So after that, the last thing that you are going to do is going to go out to the administration building. And, you know, I call it that, but I'm not even sure that's what it's called. So just run out here to this building. There's one more lead X spawn to check. It is on top of this cart right here. Then run upstairs, go to the left. And the last keycard spawn is underneath this ashtray right here. There's some miscellaneous junk around on the shelves you can check. And then I also recommend coming into this room. Tetrises can spawn on this desk here, and then there's a safe here to unlock. I'm not going to open it because it's just typical safe loot. So it is worth having though. It's definitely worth checking. And then after all of that, if I look at my inventory and I have a lot of items that only sell good if they're found in raid, I will do my best to extract. I always go check rock passage first, and then I'll run to wherever I need to. If you don't have a lot of items that matter on the flea market and you can sell everything to traders, then you can just actually disconnect and leave. So there you go. That is my full run. Like I said, if you spawn on the other side of the map, you kind of just do the run backwards and you'll figure out your own patterns and the way you like to go. In an offline raid, it's a lot easier to show you, but typically you're going to have scavs, or I've been killed by Sanitar a bunch. People, you're going to be dodging and you're going to be looping around different ways. So, all right, before we end the video, I want to give you a couple tips for selling your loot and maximizing profit. There are a lot of items that are worth a lot on the flea market and not worth very much if you die with it, such as golden stars and lead X's. The golden stars go from 80k on the flea market down to like 10k to a trader. But if you have golden stars, you can go into your hideout and go to your med station, and you can turn that into 7 propitals. I think you need a golden star, 2 piles of meds, and something else. But you can turn it all into propitals, and propitals are like 19k a piece. So just make the most out of your money is what I'm saying. Lead X's especially, okay? I have another thick items case purely because I died with 6 of my lead X's in my gamma. I probably found 10 to 12 lead X's throughout, you know, the past week looking for the keycard, and I sold all the ones that were found in raid, of course, but the other 6 are only worth 291k to Therapist, but Therapist has a trade where you can buy a thick items case for 10 lead X's and then 10 of these and 10 of these. The defibs and the ibuprofen is like less than 2 mil to buy. So if you have 10 lead X's not found in raid, it turns an 18 million ruble item into 2 million, you know, or 3 million, I guess, if you were to sell all the lead X's. So just keep all of that in mind and maximize your profits the best you can. And with that, that is the end of the video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you learned anything or if you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. And don't forget to follow my Twitch. I will have it linked in the description. See you in the next one.